Artificial intelligence is dominating leadership conversations. Boardrooms treat it as inevitable. Headlines treat it as revolutionary. Markets price it as destiny. Some argue it will redefine every industry, from healthcare to finance to construction. Others call it a speculative surge, another cycle of technological overconfidence. Most executives sit in between. They are expected to allocate capital, redesign workflows, retrain teams, and justify risk, without a shared framework for what AI actually is. So the question is not simply, is AI a bubble? The more structural question is, what kind of system is AI becoming? History helps. Railways triggered speculation before they reorganized geography. Electricity inflated markets before it rewired production. The internet collapsed in valuation before it rebuilt commerce. In each case, the early narrative was inflated. But the underlying infrastructure endured. The pattern is consistent. Speculation overshoots. Infrastructure persists. Institutions reorganize. AI today sits at that threshold. There is visible exuberance, valuations untethered from productivity, pilots mistaken for strategy, dashboards mistaken for transformation. But beneath the noise, something structural is occurring. AI is not merely a tool. It is becoming a coordination layer. It changes how information flows, how decisions are automated, how risk is distributed, how labor is augmented or displaced. The relevant distinction is not hype versus utility. It is architecture versus application. Applications may fail, interfaces will evolve, startups will rise and collapse. But the architecture, data pipelines, model infrastructure, governance frameworks, that layer will remain. For leaders, the real risk is not overestimating AI's speed. It is misunderstanding its systemic effects. AI stresses organizations in predictable ways. It exposes fragmented data estates. It reveals inconsistent definitions across departments. It surfaces governance gaps that were tolerable before automation made them visible. It amplifies bias embedded in historical data sets. It accelerates decision cycles beyond operational readiness. When AI is introduced, it does not simply optimize, it interrogates. It forces organizations to confront how data is collected, who owns it, how it is validated, and how it is operationalized. In many firms, data was accumulated, not designed, stored, not structured, reported, not governed. AI cannot function reliably on ambiguity. Models require clean pipelines, clear taxonomies, defined accountability, traceable lineage, measurable feedback loops. Without that foundation, outputs become noise at scale. This is why the real divide is not between adopters and skeptics. It is between organizations that treat AI as a layer on top and those that treat data as infrastructure. If AI is a bubble, it will be an overvaluation and inflated expectations. If it is an opportunity, it will be because leaders recognize a deeper shift. Data is no longer a byproduct of operations. It is a strategic asset that requires design, stewardship, and governance. The companies that benefit will not be those deploying the most models. They will be those building clarity into their systems, clarity of ownership, clarity of purpose, clarity of measurement. Because artificial intelligence does not create discipline. It exposes whether discipline already exists, and that is the structural insight. The question is not whether AI will survive the cycle. The question is whether your organization's data foundations can withstand it.